Hello, as y'all saw in the thumbnail, I have one of those snips, clippings of one of the Kevin Samuels shows because it reminded me of being a late bloomer in recovery. You know, um, on my fourth trip in recovery and my previous trips in and out of treatment centers, I always went back home. The first two times, I don't think I was so supportive of going back home. And when I got back in recovery this time around, because there's something about that video, it hit a hell of a low blow because the delusion. That's what I really want to point out in the video is the delusion that, somehow, some way, I'm going to be able to obtain all these things by taking all these shortcuts and to, success before, moving in life. And then I seen the self-centeredness and the selfishness that I learned as a result of, going through the 12 steps and all of these other issues, being self-supportive by my own means and helping out with the home. So my last few times of going in and out of recovery, I start, buying my own groceries and things of that nature. I have a document over here also where I seen it being essential that I had to write something for, one of the groups I go to that is geared for African and African Americans, and I wrote a proposal for black men and black boys to have better outcomes, and that's the result of Kevin Samuels, and I sent them a thank you on that because I had to get these notes to be in this proposal by bouncing it off the backs and minds of other men that's in my position at LA County Department of Mental Health. So I asked the grant over there at Children's Family Services some pointers of what I can put to these questions on this proposal. And I also asked some other people from other different groups, like 100 Black Men of Long Beach. I asked a brother over there, and I had some people that's in the hip hop type of community. Well, hip hop community, musician. I asked, various brothers and men on what's missing. So to take it back to what I noticed in that video about the delusion in early recovery, when a lot of us be in these treatment centers and stuff, they give us suggestions and stuff. Our sponsor may give us suggestions and say, don't go back home. So what some of us may do, we still may go back home. And then we haven't even got to that part where I said in the previous video about the family afterwards. So by going back home, I saw in my early recovery, it really stagnated me in a way, because even though I was helping out with the bills, the rent, it didn't give me a lot to focus. I don't know, it's because moms was there and that's a female type of thing, but it didn't give me that nudge. I really wish I would have did what some of the other individuals did. So some people it works, but some other people it don't work. To me, I felt like I was stagnated. I still was able to move and do the things that I needed to do. So maybe it didn't stagnate me so much. It's like I was praying every day. I was saying my sit-aside prayer, and I added some more prayers to the prayers. And the beautiful part about it is that I was able to leave the house with a foundation and focus by, having these sit prayers. And I'm going to bring that to y'all pretty soon. And it's the sit-aside prayer. Some people use a prayer called the lay-aside prayer, which is basically something for you can lay aside or sit aside important ideals and belief that was pressed upon you. So I'm going to speak about that later. What I really wanted to get to mainly is that when you're in leave the treatment center and you're going out to be self-sufficient, the sober living homes, oh man, I've seen a lot of great outcomes with different individuals that go and fellowship at AACA, NA, and any other anonymous groups, that when they do a sober living, I see that they have a sense of bouncing back, stacking some funds, having more aim and goal. So a lot of people have sober living houses where, so when they do get on their good footing and then get out there right on their own, it ain't so much of a jolt. But in the video, best going viral at this moment, man, the ending part was the part that really, really hurt me, because I was raised in a family that, it was in my middle class. Dad had some businesses and stuff, and he ended up getting incarcerated. So in the midst of my recovery, I couldn't override certain things with the family business. Maybe it would have something to do with the patriarch that was written right in the home, and a lot of miscommunication. So that's a past deal now. So I'm just moving forward, trying to teach some concepts and ideals to my son. He's 14 now, and man, the pickings don't look real good for him when it comes to the amount of relationships that him and his friends are getting ready to embark upon. So with that, I would like to say, the delusion that I seen in that video about I'm doing this, bouncing all around. A lot of us have these difficulties and trials and tribulations in early recovery. Like I said in previous videos, some people will do like 2 or 3 jobs. Some people will do a whole lot of meetings and do under the table jobs. That was one of the things I saw that was stagnating me. But I was able to budget. I was able to get the amount I need to, to stay stable, to help around at the house. And I worked across the street at the tire shop, so that was real easy. But early on, in the other times when I was in the treatment centers, I always had some rinky-dinky jobs, telemarketing and all that stuff. That didn't help out good. And that always led to like a relapse, because those times in the first 2 treatment centers, I didn't have no sponsor. I didn't have no foundation of the mind that that I was really reviewing and studying ways to treat my mind through the textbook of Alcoholics Anonymous. So with that, I'd like to say, we're gonna have a real good trip, because I'm coming up on non-manageability, which is the second half of the first step, because it say we admitted that we were powerless over alcohol and drugs, right? Alcohol and drugs. And I've been explaining to y'all about the physical and then the mental obsession. That, somehow, some way that I'm going to be able to escape the ideal and successfully move in society if I can enjoy and control my drinking, or my smoking, or my shopping, or my gambling, or whatever. We're going to speak about all of those things where, once you relieve other, do I pick up another one? So with that, I like to say, keep coming back. Some more videos to come. This one is like basically something for like late bloomers in recovery, that where if you find yourself stagnated, Stay with your sit prayers. Do what your sponsors say. Get you some morning books. Start your day off in a real good flow. And keep coming back. And I believe everyone needs recovery.